हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम टू अवर यूट्यूब चैनल कामरान द एजुकेटर। 9th क्लास के इंग्लिश सेकेंड यूनिट करेंगे। इससे पहले के वीडियो में जो है हम फर्स्ट यूनिट कंप्लीट कर दिए थे, ठीक है। अभी सेकेंड यूनिट करेंगे गेम्स एंड स्पोर्ट्स में रीडिंग ए ट्रू हाइट, ठीक है। टेक आउट ऑल ऑफ यू 9th क्लास रीडर, पेज नंबर 27। This story, True Height, reading A. This story talks about the feeling of an athlete as he pursue his dream. ये जो स्टोरी है ट्रू हाइट, वो एक एथलीट स्पोर्ट्स मैन के ऊपर है जो उनका ड्रीम उन्होंने जो है सक्सेस करे थे एक रस्सी के ऊपर हाइट चढ़ के, ठीक है, उसको पार करके। रीड अबाउट अ नर्व wracking डे इन माइकल स्टोन्स लाइफ as he prepared to take the ultimate test of his sports career. It is an very inspiring achievement that will leave you breathless. ये आप सुन के आपकी सांस कम हो जाएगी, वैसी स्टोरी है एक स्पोर्ट्स एथलीट की, ठीक है। His palms were sweating, उनकी हथेली जो है पसीने से बह रही थी। He needed a towel to dry his grip. A glass of ice water quenched his thirst, but hardly cooled his intensity. The astroturf he sat on, astroturf means as a grass, he sat on was as hot as the competition he faced today at the National Junior Olympics. The pole was set as 17 feet. पोल का कंपटीशन था, पोल के ऊपर आपको जो है कूदना था, वहां पे हाइट, वहां तक हाइट जाना था आपका। The pole was set as 17 feet. That was 3 inches higher than his personal best. उसका बेस्ट से नीचे था 3 इंच, इससे ज्यादा था यहाँ पे, ठीक है। स्पोर्ट्स में उसका बेस्ट कितना था? 17 से 3 कम कर दीजिए आप, 15, 16, 17, 14 उसका बेस्ट था, 3 इंचेस ज्यादा है ये कंपटीशन में हाइट। Michael Stone confronted the most challenging day of his pole vaulting career. Pole vaulting is a type of sports, okay. Michael Stone, the stands were still filled with about 20,000 people, even though the final race had ended an hour earlier. 20,000 people थे उस कंपटीशन में। The pole vault is truly the glamorous event of any track and field competition. बहुत ज़्यादा जो है बहुत ज़्यादा ग्लैमरस था, बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग था। The sportsman combined the grace of a gymnast with the strength of a bodybuilder. Pole vaulting also has the element of flying, and the thought of flying as high as 2-story building. It is merely fantasy to anyone watching such an event. Fantasy मतलब imagination. Today it is not only Michael Stone reality and dream, it is his quest. Michael Stone के बारे में पढ़े हम ट्रू हाइट में, ठीक है। As long as Michael could remember, he had always dreamed of flying. Michael's mother read him numerous stories about flying when he was growing up. Her stories were always the one that described the land from a bird eye view. Her excitement and passion for details made Michael dream full of color and beauty. Michael had this one requiring dream. He would be running down a country road. He could feel the rocks and chunks of dirt at his feet. As he raced down the golden line wheat fields, he would always outrun the locomotive passing by. Locomotive मतलब railway vehicles को बोलते हैं। He would begin soaring like an eagle. Where he flew would always coincide with his mother's stories. His dad, on the other hand, was not a dreamer. इनके वैसा जो है कि डैड ड्रीम नहीं करते थे। बर्ट स्टोन वॉज ए हार्डकोर रियलिस्ट। बर्ट स्टोन माइकल स्टोन के डैडी का नाम है। He believed in hard work and sweat. His motto, if you want something, work for it. From the age of 14, Michael did just that. He began a very careful and regimented मतलब organized, ठीक है, regimented weightlifting program. He worked out every day, every other day with weights, with some kind of running work on alternate days. The program was carefully monitored by Michael's coach, trainer and father. Michael's dedication, determination and discipline was a coach dream. Michael का dedication, determination और जो है उसका discipline was Michael's coach का ये dream था, ठीक है। Besides being an honest student, Michael Stone continued to help his parents with the farm chores. Farm chores मतलब घरेलू जो भी चीज़ आ रहे थे, घरेलू जो भी वर्क रहते घर के, फार्म के, उसको बोलते हैं, ठीक है, chores. Michael's persistence continues. Michael's continuous in striving for perfection was not only the obsession but his passion. मिल्ड्रेड स्टोन, माइकल्स मदर, मिल्ड्रेड स्टोन कौन है? माइकल के मदर है। और बर्न स्टोन कौन है? माइकल के फादर है। Mother wished that he could relax a bit more and be that free dreaming little boy. On one occasion, she attempted to talk him and his father about this, but his dad quickly interrupted, smiled and said, "You want something? Work for it." All of Michael's walls today seem to be the reward for his hard work. If Michael Stone was surprised, thrilled, or arrogant about clearing the bar at 17 feet, you couldn't tell. As soon as he landed on the inflated leading mat and with the crowd on its feet, Michael immediately began preparing for his next attempt at flight. He seemed oblivious of the fact that he had just surpassed his personal best by 3 inches and that he was one of the final 2 competitors in the pole vaulting event at the National Junior Olympics. Michael cleared the bar at 17 feet and 2 inches and 17 feet 4 inches. Michael cleared that pole vaulting sport competition. Again he showed no emotion. Constant preparation, constant matlab continuous preparation and determination were his vision. As he lay on his back and heard the crowd groan, he knew that the other vaulter had missed his final jump. He knew it was time for his final jump. Since the other vaulter had fewer misses, Michael needed to clear this vault to win. A miss would get him second place. अगर जरी सी गलती होगी तो उनको second place पे ला देगा. Nothing to be ashamed of. But Michael would not allow himself the thought of not winning the first place. He rolled over and did his ritual of 3 fingertip push-ups. He found his pole stood and stepped on the runway that led to the most challenging event of his 17-year-old life. 17 साल से प्रिपरेशन थी, कंटिन्यूस डेडिकेशन, डिटर्मिनेशन, डिसिप्लिन, परसिस्टेंस. ठीक है. The runaway felt different this time. It started him for a brief moment, then it all hit him like a wet bale of hay. The bar was set at 9 inches higher than his personal best. That's only 1 inch of the national record, he thought. The intensity, the deep of the moment filled his mind with anxiety. Anxiety matlab chinta. He began shaking off the tension from his body. It was not working. He became more tense. Why is it happening to me now? He thought. He began to get nervous. Fear would more accurate description. What was he going to do? परेशान हो रहे कंपटीशन के अंदर. ठीक है. कई तरह की नर्वस चिंता आती ना, मेरे साथ ये क्यों नहीं हो रहा है, क्यों मैं वहां तक नहीं पहुंच रहा हूं. ठीक है. He had never experienced these feelings. Then out of nowhere and from the deepest depth of his soul, he envisaged his mother. Why now? What was his mother doing in his thoughts at a time like this? It was simple. His mother always used to tell him whenever he felt tense, anxious or even scared to take deep breath. जब भी चिंता तुमको सताई, जब भी तुम परेशान हुए, एंग्जाइटी हुए, चिंता तुमको सताई, तो तुम क्या करना? डीप ब्रेथ लेना. तुम्हारी वो टेंशन जो है रिलीफ हो जाएगी, कम हो जाएगी. ठीक है. So he did. जैसे माँ उनको सिखाए थे वही उन्होंने करे वहां पे. Along with shaking the tension from legs, he gently laid his pole at his feet. He began to stretch out his arm and upper body. The light breeze that was once there was now gone. He could feel a trickle of cold sweat running down his back. पूरा पसीना उनको पीछे से जो है पसीना आ रहा था, बैक साइड पूरा. He carefully picked up his pole. He felt his heart pounding. Heart जो है एकदम मेरा पिघल जा रहा है ऐसा महसूस करे. He was sure the crowd did too. The silence was deafening. When he heard the singing of some distant robins in flight, he knew it was his time to fly. As he began sprinting down the runway, something felt wonderfully different, yet familiar. The surface below him felt like the country road he used to dream about. The rocks and the chunks of dirt, the vision of the golden wheat field, seemed to fill his thoughts. When he took a deep breath, it happened. He began to fly. His takeoff was effortless. Michael Stone was flying just as in his childhood dreams. Only this time he knew he was not dreaming. This was real. Everything seemed to be moving in slow motion. The air around him was the purest and freshest he had ever sensed. आप देख सकते पोल पे कैसा माइकल स्टोन बता रहा है. देखिए. ठीक है. ये कंपटीशन था उनका, पोल पे ऐसा जाना था. ठीक है. Michael was soaring with the majesty of an eagle. It was either the eruption of the people in the stands or the thump of his landing that brought Michael back to earth. On his back, with that wonderful hot sun on his face, he could not only envision the smile of his mother's face, he knew his dad was probably smiling too, even laughing. Bert would always do that when he got excited, smile and then sort of giggle. What he didn't know was that dad was hugging his wife and crying. He was crying harder than Mildred had ever seen before. She also knew he was crying the greatest tear of all, tears of pride. ठीक है, तो माइकल क्या सोच रहे हैं कि उनके डैडी ये सब कुछ देख के जो है बहुत ज्यादा रो रहे हैं, हंस रहे भी है, लेकिन जो खुशी के आंसू बोलते हैं ना, टीयर्स ऑफ प्राइड, प्राउड के जो है वो आंसू निकल रहे थे उनके। माइकल स्टोन सोच रहे हैं डैडी और मम्मी को के बारे में सोच कर, ठीक है, उनकी रेस कंपटीशन जीत रहे ना माइकल स्टोन, इसलिए Michael was immediately swarmed with people hugging and congratulating him on the greatest accomplishment, मतलब achievement of his life. He later went on the day to clear 17 feet 6.5 inches, a national and international junior Olympics record. With all the media attention and heartful congratulations, Michael's life would never be the same. It was not just because he won the National Junior Olympics and set a new world record, and it was not because he had just increased his personal best by 9.5 inches. It was simply because Michael Stone was blind. Written by David Nestor. क्या मालूम हुआ पूरी स्टोरी के बाद हमारे ट्रू हाइट में माइकल स्टोन जो थे, जो एथलीट थे, स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन, जो पॉल वॉल्ट कैरियर के बहुत ज्यादा अचीवमेंट करे थे पॉल वॉल्टिंग कैरियर में, यहाँ पे स्पोर्ट्स में, वो माइकल स्टोन जो है ब्लाइंड थे, उनको कुछ भी नहीं दिखता था, अंधे थे उन्होंने, ठीक है, इसलिए ये सब अचीवमेंट हुआ उनका। रिटन बाय डेविड नेस्टर। अब यहाँ पे देखिए पेज नंबर 30 पे आ जाइए, कुछ मीनिंग से आप यहाँ पे देख लीजिए। एस्ट्रोटर्फ बोल के हम पढ़े थे, अ टाइप ऑफ आर्टिफिशियल ग्रास सरफेस यूज्ड स्पेशली फॉर स्पोर्ट्स ग्राउंड। स्पोर्ट्स ग्राउंड के लिए खास तौर पे ग्रास यूज करते हैं, आर्टिफिशियल बनी हुई हाथों की, ठीक है, उसको हम एस्ट्रोटर्फ बोलते हैं। पॉल वॉल्ट हम कई तरह के सुने, पॉल वॉल्ट एक नाउन है, एक स्पोर्ट बोलते हैं जो लॉन्ग पोल को स्विंग करने का रहता है हाई बैरियर के लिए, ठीक है, उसको पोल वॉल्ट कैरियर बोलते हैं। ए बर्ड आई व्यू ऑफ ऑल द एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ समथिंग को बोलते, हार्ड कोर स्ट्रॉन्ग को बोलते, मोटो अ सेइंग दैट एक्सप्रेस्ड एम एंड बिलीफ्स ऑफ द पर्सन, रेगिमेंटेड स्ट्रिक्ट एंड ऑर्गेनाइज को बोलते, ऑब्सेशन पढ़े थे हम, a state in which a person's mind is completely filled with thoughtful of one particular thing, एक ही चीज के बारे में सोचना, उसकी के बारे में वर्क करना, उसको ऑब्सेशन बोलते। oblivious, not aware of something, unaware, ritual, any customary observance or practice, finger-tipped, the tips of fingers touching the ground, envision, have a vision of somebody or something, runaway, running track, sprinting dawn, running very fast, swarmed with, surrounded by, ठीक है, ये हम पढ़े थे अभी। नेक्स्ट पेज नंबर 34 पे देख लीजिए, राइटिंग में, यू हैव रीड द स्टोरी ऑफ माइकल स्टोन, think of some world famous sporting personalities from India, collect the information about any one of them and write a biographical sketch. You may include the following: date and place of birth, ये आपको आ सकता है एग्जाम में, ठीक है, बायोग्राफिकल स्केच बनाओ बोल सकता है आपको माइकल स्टोन का या किसी भी इंडिया स्पोर्ट्स पर्सनालिटी का, ठीक है, तो आपको क्या करना है, डेट एंड प्लेस ऑफ बर्थ लिखना है, उसका इंफॉर्मेशन उनकी फैमिली का लिखना है, डिफिकल्टीज क्या क्या फेस करे उन्होंने अपनी जर्नी में वो लिखना है, अचीवमेंट क्या क्या करे, अवार्ड, प्राइज, हॉनर्स, इंपॉर्टेंट इवेंट्स इन द लाइफ ऑफ द पर्सन, एजुकेशन, मैरिज, प्रोफेशन, वो भी आपको लिखना है, इंस्पिरेशन टू अदर्स, मैसेज टू द सोसाइटी, क्या देना चाह रहे वो स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन, वो भी आप लिख सकते हैं, कंट्रीब्यूशन टू हिज हर फील्ड एंड सोसाइटी, ये भी आप लिख सकते हैं, ठीक है। स्टडी स्किल्स भी पढ़ सकते हैं, देखिए, यू हैव फिनिश्ड द रीडिंग टेक्स्ट, ट्रू हाइट, राइट ए फ्यू लाइंस अबाउट योरसेल्फ, आपके बारे में ये पढ़ के जो है फ्यू लाइंस आप लिखना बोल रहा है, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट रीडिंग बी में आ जाते हैं, पेज नंबर 36, ये भी कंप्लीट कर देंगे। व्हाट इज अ प्लेयर, प्लेयर किसको बोलते हैं, ठीक है, अ प्लेयर इज वन हु डजंट गिव अप एट द साइट ऑफ डिफीट, प्लेयर किसको बोलते हैं जो, ठीक है, प्लेयर किसको बोलते हैं जो गिव अप नहीं करता है, लड़ता है, बट लर्न्स फ्रॉम देयर मिस्टेक्स एंड पुट देम बिनेथ, मिस्टेक से लर्न करता है, इसको प्लेयर बोलते हैं। A player is one who doesn't give up the sound of the buzzer, always giving what they have from one side of the court to the other. A player is one who doesn't whine about their playing time, because a player knows it's an unacceptable crime. A player is one who practice game speed, always keeping in mind that their shots are not guaranteed. मतलब प्लेयर को ये मालूम होता है कि जब भी वो छक्के छक्के मारा या बॉलिंग डाला तो हमेशा गारंटीड नहीं रहती है कि वो पक्का सक्सेसफुल होगा, ठीक है। ए प्लेयर इज वन हु डजंट सेटल फॉर एनीथिंग एल्स, प्लेयर उसको बोलते हैं कि वो जो है किसी के लिए भी सेटल नहीं रहता है। Even though that they are not the best, they will the ones you are outside practicing, day or night, rain or shine, सुबह हो या रात हो, ठीक है, पानी हो, बरसात हो या धूप हो, they are the one running or hurt ankles, admitting they are fine. उनके पाँव भी जख्मी हो गए, फीट भी जख्मी हो गई, तब भी उनको जो है अच्छा है बोल के खेलना है। A player is one who has a strong sensible mind, never pondering about failing, only contemplating prevailing. हमेशा जो है फेल हो गए बोल के नहीं सोचना है, बढ़ते रहना है मिस्टेक से आगे। A player is one who doesn't chicken out, who want to be in the game when everything count. Now that is a true player, written by जेसिका टेलर। जेसिका टेलर बोल के राइटर जो है ये लिखे है। गिव अप मतलब लीव कर देना, वाइन मतलब कंप्लेन, पॉन्डरिंग मतलब थिंकिंग अबाउट समथिंग केयरफुली फॉर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, कॉन्टेम्पलेटिंग मतलब कंसिडरिंग अबाउट, chicken out matlab to decide not to do something because of fear. Okay, so we have completed the unit 1. Unit 1 we have already completed. Today we have completed unit 2, reading A, true height, reading B, a player. Okay, next reading C, VVS Lakshman, the sports personalities, we will discuss in the next class. If you have any doubt in this unit 2, reading A and reading B, you can comment on below section. Okay, सो आज की इस वीडियो में इतना ही। नेक्स्ट वीडियो में मिलता हूं। चैनल पर पहली बार विजिट करें तो चैनल को जरूर सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए, वीडियो को जरूर शेयर करें। जय हिंद।